I'm Jamie,
I'm Mandy.
and today we're going to be talking about intellectual disabilities. So, what is an intellectual disability? It's limits in intellectual functioning that include communicating, learning, and problem solving.
There are also limitations in adaptive behavior, including social skills and practical skills that they use every day.
And having a score under an IQ score under 70, and it originates normally before the age of 18.
So children who have an intellectual disability, they take longer to think and process, and then it takes them longer, therefore, to learn new skills.
Learning is achievable by allowing more time and practice in comparison to other children. The slow pace that these children have is what helps. The slow pace and meeting the developmental milestones is really what helps diagnose them with an intellectual.
So what causes it anyway? Like genetic factors are a huge cause. Things like chromosomal abnormalities, Fragile X, Down syndrome.
There's also prenatal factors that come into play, like lack of nutrition and prenatal care, exposure to, or the mother doing drugs or other types of substance abuse, and
things like diseases they could possibly transmit.
Like
or other
hypertension, diabetes, herpes.
Yeah, and infection is another big problem. It can be during birth, or during pregnancy, or just after birth.
Environmental factors come into play, and they're just kind of toxins and chemicals that the person experiences either while pregnant or the child does after they're born. And also traumatic brain injuries are a big cause in this, and that's a brain injury that occurs during birth or after. So here's a few conditions that are commonly associated with intellectual disabilities. Thanks, Jamie.
Down syndrome.
Fragile X syndrome.
Fetal alcohol syndrome.
Intellectual disabilities can also impact areas of occupation. She's so
smart. Wow. So things like dressing themselves.
Yes, and feeding themselves.
And brushing their teeth or taking care of them.
It also impacts their ability to learn.
And engage in play and leisure in successful ways.
It also can impact their ability to work.
And their ability to socialize. There aren't drug treatments that you can use for intellectual disability, but you have to consider a lot of these other factors like hearing and vision, psychological and behavioral disorders, nutrition, speech and language, and any potential comorbid conditions that could be occurring.
So what can OT do for you? So intellectual disabilities and occupational therapy. Does your child face challenges with intellectual, behavioral, sensory, or social situations?
OT can help with that.
Awesome. The relationship between a therapist and a child assists with really fostering and creating the treatment that OT provides, while offering collaborative approaches that are both meaningful and purposeful to the child, their families, and others. Yeah.
Is your child with an intellectual disability having issues doing things like dressing themselves?
If so, OT can help with that as well.
Awesome.
Occupational therapists will perform the evaluation and design an individual care plan and a treatment plan to assist with helping the child with an intellectual disability really get those life skills and building independence and healthy self-esteem.
Does your child or student show delays in development or something's just not right?
If so, OT can help with that.
Sweet.
Occupational therapy emphasizes early identification and interventions for children who are not meeting typical milestones.
Does the child interact with their peers or engage in community activities? Because if not, guess what?
OT can help with that. It helps with structured, socialized skill training, supportive community involvement, and building positive
relationships.
Mhm.
So many ways that they can help you. How can't it? Teaching communication and practical self-care, problem solving, further prevent regression in learning, collaborate with other providers and school staff, and encourage safe play and movement.
Facilitate social integration in education, and really increases self-esteem.
And so much more. Hope you enjoyed our vlog. Thank you.
Thank you.